So yes, people, a very happy morning to all of you. So here we are with all the CA Foundation students to discuss the 4-day study strategy. So ideally, guys, you are supposed to start your preparations, for the accounts examination by tomorrow, which is 10th of December, Saturday. So today we are on 9th of December, Friday, 1:20 p.m. discussing the strategy. So before I started this recording of the video, some of you said that you want to start by Sunday. Nothing wrong. If you feel that your preparation is quite adequate, if you feel that today's and tomorrow's time you want to allocate for the other three subjects for planning and the carrying those three subjects properly, so you can do that, nothing wrong. But if you feel somewhere you are not doing that much strong in accounting, or you want to score very very well in accounting, then ideally you should be starting your revisions for accounting by tomorrow. So all the chapters that has been given in your syllabus, I've bifurcated into these categories. So initially, guys, I always tell people, whenever you start revision, be it accounts or any subjects, like after you come from the accounts exam, when you start for your next subject, which is law, I always tell people that do not start with big chapters. Always start with small chapters. The advantage of starting with the small chapter is that you'll be able to complete it very quickly. So within 1 hour, 2 hours, you'll be able to complete, chapters one after the other. So after, if you look at like after 5, 6 hours, if you look back and see, you would have completed some 3 chapters. So that will give you a motivation that, okay, fine. Out of, this many number of chapters, this much I've completed. So that motivation will be there, and you will have that, positivity to look forward for, more and more revision. On the contrary, all the people, those who take up the big chapters, like suppose partnership, company accounts is there, final accounts, it's huge. So if you spend with that topic, like literally one day will go off in that. So you will, at the end of that day, you will feel that, okay, I've done only one chapter in the entire day. And that will start creating a panic in your mind that, oh shit, I have to do so many small chapters, and how I don't know whether I'll be able to do or not. So all that will start hitting your mind very badly. So guys, planning is very very important. Today I'm discussing not only the planning for accounting, we also need to drill down to discuss and plan for the remaining three subjects as well. Planning is very very important, guys. I always tell that as a CA student, if you cannot plan for yourself now, then as a CA qualified or as a qualified CA, how will you plan for your clients and for your business in future? So planning is very very important. Mahendra Singh Dhoni is known for two qualities. One, he's good at making plan, like he knows that what he has to do at what point of time, because he does all the planning. He observes the strength and weaknesses of not only his own teammates, he also looks at the strength and weaknesses of opponent teammates, and he makes a proper strategy that who should be bowling for whom and who should not be bowling for whom. So everything is perfectly strategized. Even despite accurate planning, on the field something goes wrong, then you should be mentally prepared to do the revised planning. Dhoni is known for that. If you've observed him very nicely, he knows to how to replan it on the spot. So you should have a backup plan as well. So any student who does not have a plan A and plan B, it is very difficult for you, because once you go with your plan, and if it does not work out, then a lot of panic atmosphere will start happening in your mind, and things will start going out of control. So first and the foremost thing, when you make a planning, you have to make a realistic plan. For example, if you feel that consignment can be done in 4 hours, then you have to put 4 hours. Now, what people do is that, no, I don't have time. So you calculate in mind that, okay, for consignment, 2 hours is sufficient. Then you put 2 hours. But in reality, when you start working out consignment, from 2 hours, it becomes 4 hours. Then what will happen? You'll start panicking that, oh shit, I planned for 2 hours, extra 2 hours I gave. So everything will start, a little bit screwing up. So it is okay to plan or start a bit in advance, so that definitely, guys, there'll be certain point where if you're planning some hours, you will not be able to execute finish in that. You will take plus or minus half an hour. So plus or minus half an hour is sufficient, but taking too much of time, double the time, it's something which is risky. So planning realistically is important. First point. Second, planning is very very important. Second is execution of the plan. And if the plan is backfiring, do not panic. Have a alternative that, okay, if this happens, then I'll do it this way. So like that, you need to have the backup plan as well. So going forward, ideally tomorrow, 10th December, Saturday, you have to begin your preparation from the morning, right? So I've taken the first few chapters, guys. I've taken small chapters. Here, if I'm talking about theory, Theory means you don't have to do the entire theoretical framework on the first day itself. There are multiple units. Bifurcate those theory into 4 days or 3 days. So take first 3 units in first day, then you took the next 3 units in the next day. So like that, you spend 1.5 hours to 2 hours. I've kept maximum time. 2 hours is maximum time. So let's suppose you're planning to take up 3 units of theory on that day, that is tomorrow. Spend minimum 1.5 hours, maximum two. After that, put a full stop, go to the next concept. Why I've taken theory as the first is because when you start your day, if you start with theory, your mind will be refreshing, so things will go inside your mind nicely. If you plan your theory at the end night, what will happen is your brain is already drained. So if you do a theory related topic, things might not go. Practical might be worked out at the late night, but theory I would suggest you as far as possible do in the first thing in the morning, so that it will be freshly remembered. So here theory 2 hours, then I've taken average due date 2 hours. You may see that, sir, 1.5 hours is more than sufficient. If 1.5 hours is sufficient, you can stick on to 1.5 hours. Nothing wrong. So extra half an hour time what you're saving, that you can utilize for some other topic. Then account current, I've allotted 2 hours. Sogra, I've allotted 2 hours. Bills of exchange 2 hours. Subsidiary book 2 hours. So the first day, guys, your target is 12 hours. Now here, what is important is by now, all of you would have done few things. That is, you would have highlighted, or rather, I would say you would have segregated questions between easy questions, medium questions, and tough questions. You should have segregated by now easy, medium, and tough questions. And by now, for each and every chapter, you should have done your notes with regard to what is the concept, what is the formats. For example, BRS, what is the format? Consignment, what is the format? So formats you should be very well aware. Then it should be your assumptions. At so many places we make assumptions. So at what place, what assumptions we make, that you should have made a note. Concept, formats, assumptions. And formulas, if any, for any chapters. Right? So now in this 4 days, guys, what you will do is that all these easy questions is there, no? You will glance. Now, please understand, as long as practical subject is concerned, you can deal with the practical subjects in 3 ways. One is proper workout, like full-fledged proper format workout. Format workout. Second is non-format workout. Third is we say audit bar glance. Now, guys, I have a question for all of you. When you start your preparation tomorrow or day after tomorrow, out of these three formats, which one are you going to follow? 1, 2, 3, or all the three? Or 2, 3 is the most? Like which one you're planning to do more? Or which one you're planning to skip?
2, 3 will do.
2, 3. So one you're not doing?
Mostly.
Yes. So this is the mistake what people do is that they don't do the format workout. Why? Because format workout will take some good amount of time. And since you don't have time, what you will do is you will only focus on, people don't even focus on this 2 and 1 also. People, what they do, they do audit and glance. What is audit and glance? They'll read the question. They'll frame the answers in mind. Then whatever the answer is there in the textbook, they'll put a tick mark. So they do the entire 3 or 4 days, they only do audit and glance, which is wrong, wrong, wrong. I'll tell you what should be the ratio be. In every chapter, if there are, let's suppose, 30 questions on an average, you need to spend 10% of questions. You need to spend 10% of questions on format workout, like maximum 10%. Non-format workout should be 20% to 30%, or let's say 20 to 40%, I will say. And audit and glance should be remaining. Remaining means what? 20, 10, 30. So 70% to 50%. should be audit and glance. Now understand this very properly. 30 questions are there. Out of these 30 questions, guys, 3 questions, 10% of 30 is 3. 3 questions you have to do in proper formatting. Why? Because in this 4 days, when you only focus on audit and glance, how to work out on the format, you might not have it properly in your mind. So when you go out there in the examination, when you try to work out, sometimes the format might not properly strike you. What you should be writing, like I need to write heading, I need to write subheading. What is the format heading? What columns I have to put in that? What order should I write? What language I should use? That format, if you don't practice now, gone. This is a practical subject, guys. You have to work out, work out, work out. There's no other option. But since time is constrained, we cannot work out all the questions in proper format. But yes, 10% of the questions we can definitely work out as per proper format. So when you do that, you'll get a confidence that, okay, if you're able to get these 3 questions right, like with proper formatting, you can be rest assured that all the other questions also will get in proper format. And ensure all these 3 questions are totally different from one another. Do not work out similar questions. Different questions you can work out. Then comes your non-format workout. Non-format workout means what? 20% of 3 is 6 questions to 12 questions. You have to work out a non-format way. For example, if I'm taking the question of BRS. So in BRS, you will start with, balance as per cash book, let's suppose. So in the non-format one, what will happen is you will just add numbers and you'll minus numbers. You'll write it down. You'll put just this columns, you'll put it, you'll write down the value here, value here. What you will not do is that you will not write check issued but not presented. Right? All this theoretical thing is there, no? You will not write all those formats. So in the non-format way, you will practically work out the questions, but with not full proper formatting. You'll do just rough formatting and you will put down all the values, because in accounting, the more and more you practice, the more and more flow you will get in the examination. This is what I did in my CA finals. So I bifurcated all the questions at this level. So what happened is that I'll tell you, I struggled where in the CA intermediate first examination. What happened is when the exam was nearing, I focused on auditing a lot of questions, then working out. So when I went to the examination hall, when I started reading the questions, I could not, immediately recollect what is the format in what I should record, what should be heading, subheading. I could not recollect anything because there is no adequate practice. But when I did my CA final, like in CA final, when I gave a second attempt, I did in this structure and I was able to recollect everything, properly, because in that 3 hours of time, guys, you will not have time to think what is that, what is that. The moment you read the question, you should be able to do the questions tuck, 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 tuck. That is the time only you will get. So you have to do the questions around 6 to 12 questions per chapter. Like you have to use the pen, but in a non-format way. Just write the numbers, add, minus, just put the rough format here and there and just write the numbers. More than sufficient. The remaining questions you have to glance. Now, let's suppose there are 30 questions. Sir, all the 30 questions do I need to do? In that 30 questions, sir, there are around 6 questions. I feel it is like 100% I can do it. There's no need for me to go through because I've done this so many times. I don't have to go through. So remaining 24 questions, if I do, the bifurcations, will that be okay? 100% okay. So out of 30, if you want to do 24 questions like this, format workout, non-format workout, and glance, more than sufficient, nothing wrong. That's why this 30 to 24, how it is going to help you. Had you segregated the questions between easy, medium, and tough, all the 3 put together is 30. Now in that 6 questions are easy questions. You've done this already a number of times, and all the time you're getting it right. So in future also you'll get it right. So these 6 questions you can, even if you don't want to glance, also you can omit, right? So you'll be left with only medium and tough questions. So this is the strategy, guys. So here in this 4 day, you cannot sit and make a plan. You should have already made a plan that what you will study in this 4 days. You had 1 month solid time for revision. So I told you very clearly at that point of time that these 4 days, what are you going to study? Have everything handy. So today when I'm telling that I'll allocate average duty 2 hours, bills of exchange 2 hours, means in that I'll be discussing only those 24 medium to tough questions, which is important for me to have it in memory. Easy questions, why am I not seeing? Because it is already there in memory. I'm not forgetting it. So definitely if I remember today, I'll remember even on the day of exam as well. So am I clear with what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And now when you study these 3 days, guys, what you're supposed to do is that See, this revision, what is starting, let me call this as first revision. Your first revision. I'm just telling for the name's sake. Your first revision will end when? On 13th December, Tuesday, your first revision will end. You have to do a second revision when Tuesday, second half, that is post lunch, you have to start your second revision. Why? Because whatever you have studied on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, sometimes it so happens that you might not be able to recollect on Wednesday. Or maybe when you were revising account current, there were two questions which were very tough and you wanted to do a recap. So that two questions has to be done revision on Tuesday and Wednesday. That is either on Tuesday and Wednesday. So Tuesday afternoon till Wednesday afternoon, you'll be getting time for your second revision. So in that day, that one, you'll get straight away 8 hours on the Tuesday and you'll get 4 hours on Wednesday. So you get solid 12 hours. So in this 12 hours, from the revision one, whatever you've done and whatever still you're feeling difficult or tricky or wherever you're going wrong, identify those questions, and those questions or concepts or assumptions could be those questions which you will do in revision 2 again. So when you do back-to-back 2 revisions, what happens is if the same questions or a similar question comes on Wednesday's examination, you'll be very comfortable. So that is why I made this as a 4-day planner. Now what people do here is people start the revision on Sunday. Sunday, that is 11th, 12th, 13th they'll do, and 14th they'll go and write examinations. The problem is whatever you have revised on 11th, if you don't do a recap before the exams on 14th, or that is Wednesday, there's every chance that you might forget that. Right? At least the tough ones you might forget. So it is better that you split this revision into 2 parts. So that's why I said people that you can start by tomorrow, so that you will have adequate time to complete, because a lot of chapters that we have to complete, and every chapter has got good amount of weightage and you need considerable amount of time to practice. So keeping all that in mind, definitely I've allocated, see, 2 hours only I've allocated. So if you look at account current, 2 hours, Sogra 2 hours, bills of exchange 2 hours, subsidiary book only 2 hours. Right? So if you feel that no, sir, this is too much, we can reduce time, you can reduce, nothing wrong. But effectively, if you look around, I've given 12 hours per day minimum, which means what? 14 hours you will sit with your book. So with all the breaks in between that you take, if you minus 12 effective hours, you will be studying. And the second day, that is 11th of December, Sunday, again theory, you'll be going through the 4th unit, 5th unit, 6th unit for 1 to 1.5 hours. Then rectification of errors, BRS 2 hours, 2 hours, consignment 3 hours, because consignment makes some extra time. So I've given 1 extra hour for consignment. Depreciation 2 to 3 hours you can take approximately, depending on where at which level you stand. Then comes your last. On that day, what you can do is you can have a quick glance of journal, accounting equation, and trial balance, because in one particular examination they had asked one question from accounting equation. Now here people don't focus on accounting equation, so please don't do that mistake. And in one attempt, I remember there was a question on trial balance. So please do work out the questions. Do not ignore the way they ask you to prepare the trial balance could be tricky. So you will take up your TS Grewal book. There, beautiful questions have been given. You can glance those questions, nothing wrong. So for journal, accounting equation, and trial balance put together, I've given 1.5 hours, right? Along with that, if possible, please do a recap of that golden rule. What is personal account? What is real account? What is nominal account? All that, if in case somewhere here, there 1 mark, if they ask, you should be prepared for writing that, right? So here when I'm saying theory, this is theory of theoretical framework. Now, if you have a theory from, let's suppose, rectification of errors, BRS, and consignment, that theory time I've included in this respective chapters itself. So if I say consignment 3 hours, that is including the theory. And I told you very clearly, in consignment or any chapter for that matter, all the theory within the book, that is within the chapter, and the book back questions, everything will be in fingertips. So book back questions, you will have no problem. Within the book, two things are important. One is the difference between, for example, what is the difference between perpetual inventory and periodic inventory? What is the difference between contingent liability and the provision? So this difference between is there in multiple chapters. So everything you have to have in your fingertips. Apart from that, you'll have some questions where they'll ask you, please explain the limitation of this, or what is advantage of that. So in each of those questions, guys, there are subheadings. So I told you that subheadings you have to remember very clearly and properly. If you don't remember those subheadings properly, gone. So main heading you have to remember, subheading you have to remember, and within the subheading, there'll be 2-3 lines. Don't sit and by heart all that line. In that line, what are the keywords? What are the important keywords? That alone you have to keep in mind. Grammatically, you are very good enough to frame the sentence by yourself. So don't sit and grammatically by heart everything. Don't do that. Main heading, side heading, and within the side heading, the keywords. This alone you remember, grammatically, you are very well capable of framing the sentences, right? So like that, this is the study chapters for day 2, that is 11th of December. And then for 12th of December, I've planned NPO 2 hours, more than sufficient. Accounting standard 2, that is inventory valuation 2 hours I've kept. But if you feel 2 hours is not sufficient, you want more than 2 hours, you can additionally maximum take 1 more hour. That's it. Final accounts I've kept 3 hours, but 3 hours could be little difficult because you have to prepare for both manufacturing entity and non-manufacturing entity. And in the non-manufacturing entity, again, we have to spend adequate number of time with calculation of provision for doubtful debts, provision for discount on debtors, and all that adjustments which are very complicated ones. So those you have to spend little bit time. So for that, 3 hours could be sufficient depending on your preparation. And if not, take additional 1 hour more. Like additional 1 hour is possible, but beyond that, if you take, things can backfire. So please be very careful in planning. Whatever is visible to you on the screen is just a rough plan. Each one of you will make a similar plan depending on your strength and weaknesses. You will prepare your own planner. You will allocate your own number of hours. So when you do that, you will get to know that if I start by tomorrow, it is better, or if I start by day after tomorrow, it is better or not. You will get a clear perspective. So some people said that I'll start by Monday. When you put a planner like that, if the hours what you required is not sufficient, so that will be an alarm that, okay, if I start by Monday, I'll be in trouble. It is better that I start by Sunday itself. You getting my point? So if you put a planner, you will get a realistic picture that what do I have to study, in how much hours I have to study, and for that, how much hours is required, and how much hours I have planned. So you have budgeted for, let's suppose, people, those who are telling that I'll start on Monday. So Monday, 12 hours, Tuesday, 12 hours, and Wednesday, 4 hours. So how much totally?
28, sir.
So you're budgeted 28 hours. Now, when you put the plan, your planner says that, no, I need 40 hours. So what, your deficit by how many hours?
12, sir.
12 hours. So noting down the plan will get you a clarity that realistically what time is required. So what you thought and what actually you require, if you compare and see, you'll get to know where you're lacking. This is called as planning. So this, what you're seeing on the screen is just a rough format that I've given. You can shift the chapters as per your convenience. I've taken average due to account current. There's no need. You can take anything else also first. If you want to start with SOGRA first, you can start STOGRA first. Whatever. All I'm trying to tell you is that don't take heavy chapters in the beginning. For example, some people have the habit of taking, let's suppose, final accounts, partnership, company accounts in the beginning. This itself will eat away your 1.5 days of time. So when you look back and see in 1.5 days, I've completed only 3 chapters. Unnecessarily, there'll be a panic in your mind. So why do you give an opportunity to panic yourself? So in beginning, if you finish off small questions, so if in 2 days, you're finishing this many chapters, look at your confidence. Oh, I've completed almost 12 chapters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 chapters I've completed. In theory, I have done. Look at the motivation. So that's why I tell that go with small chapters first. Same, concept you'll replicate in your law, mathematics, and economics as well. Don't immediately start with big chapters. Please plan for small chapters first. Right? So here in day 3, I've planned for NPO 2 hours, valuation of inventory 2 hours, final accounts 3 hours, 3 to 4 you can take. Partnership, I've put 5 hours, maybe 5 to 6 hours you can plan. Right? And then 13th, I've planned company accounts for 4 hours. Company accounts I've planned for 4 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, whatever you're comfortable. 4 hours, if you think it is too much, you can just bring it down to 3 hours. It's up to you. But Tuesday, at least 12 p.m. onwards, you have to begin with a revision. So whatever you have studied in the past 3 days, you would have made a note. You would have made a note of what all I have to revise before the exam. So that you will revise here. So 8 plus 4, you're getting 12 hours. So approximately you'll be getting 45 to 50 minutes per chapter to revise. So average due date, maybe half an hour you can take. So here, while preparing average due date, you would have come across some question which is scaring you. So that 1 or 2 questions alone, all the concept, format, formula, just do a recap in that half an hour on Tuesday. Like that for each and every chapter, 30 minutes, say maximum 40 minutes you have to spend for each and every chapter so that you can comfortably finish off the revision. So what happens is, before that is Wednesday, you're taking up the examination. So on Wednesday, when you're taking up the examination, Tuesday and Wednesday, when you revise, you'll be very, very comfortable. It'll be like you've revised freshly, so everything is there in your mind. So this is your 4-day study planner. If you have any questions pertaining to this, please ask me. Any questions pertaining to this, please ask me. So all those who said you will start by Sunday and Monday, please note down a planner like this and allocate hours for each and every chapters to see whether what you're thinking is adequate or not. Because on that day when you start and when you complete the accounting, that time you should not feel that, oh shit, I should have started one day in advance. Like that, you should not have that feeling. So everything has to be planned. What to do, what not to do. Like next, I'm telling you, from today till your exam gets over, whatever is happening in your life should be 100% in your control. If things are going out of control, you should have that knack to how to make your things come back on track under your control. Right? Do not leave anything to the fate and shit and try to screw up things because of your immaturity. So please, make a realistic planning, be real mature enough to make proper planning. And similarly, you'll put a planning structure today itself for mathematics, law, and economics as well. So that once you come back after the accounts examinations, and one more important thing, the moment you are out of the examination hall, for horse, there'll be the two things on the sides. For horse, they would have tied it like this. Have you all seen that? Like that, what you will do? You'll keep your hand like this and come out of the examination hall. I don't literally mean it, but that should be your attitude, because the moment you start discussing the paper, time goes off. And if it is, let's suppose, sometimes it so happens that you would have done it right, but majority of the people whom you discuss with the paper have done opposite. So you will think that what they have done is right. And despite you doing right, you will be screwed up saying that, oh shit, I did this way. Oh shit, oh God, gone. And that effect will get carried forward to next paper. So please don't discuss. Very simple logic. Even let's suppose your answer is wrong. By knowing that you got your answers wrong, can you go and change it again? When that is not possible, why do you discuss and upset yourself? Very simple. So what I used to do in my CA final examination, the moment I used to be out of examination hall, I never used to turn my neck also, even if it is 90-degree, I never used to turn even for 89-degree. I never used to look at people. I used to just go straight away to my stand where the scooter is parked. I used to take my vehicle and come back. And I remember in CA final, I think I never took vehicle, because that 20 minutes drive, no. So I thought if I book a cab and go, that 20 minutes I can read. So I remember that 20 minutes like pick up and drop was also in cab. So somebody else used to book the cab. I used to have that cab ready in my examination hall. So the moment I used to leave the hall, I used to come directly board the cab and just reach home. And after reaching home, the phone is switched off. No, I'll not switch it on. Because the moment you switch it on, no, there'll be 1% or 2% calling you. Hey, Macha, what answer did you write for this? What you should say? Mood a phone away. Never encourage talking to anybody. I'm telling you very clearly. I used to love eating. So I and my friends, what we used to do is that after that, from that cab, no, we used to straight, because I used to be hungry. I used to have my food at 12 o'clock. So by the time I come home, it is 6 o'clock. Now, so 5:30, somewhere in between, we used to stop. At 5:45, we used to have something, what I like. So I'm a big foodie. So I and my friends, both of us were foodie. Even Nishit sir was there. So we used to stop there, have something nice, and just go back. So along with me, I had one or two other friends also. So we used to have food. So one thing about food is that I used to eat what I like. So after eating that food, I have that satisfaction. Maza aa gaya. That feeling is there. So just try to be happy throughout that, the entire journey of the examinations. At any point of time, don't panic. Order how much ever food you want to order, but order healthy food. Don't spoil your tummy, because if your health is gone, then gone. If not, order your parents that make all this and give it to me. Right? So have nicely everything properly, be fulfilled, be contented, be happy. Don't at any cost try to create any sort of panic in your mind. Am I clear? So come back home, take half an hour to 1 hour nap if you want to take, nothing wrong. So after you come back from your exam, if you want to take a 1 hour nap, you want to sleep for 1 hour, nothing wrong. Sleep. If you can get up and start by 7:30 also, it's fine. So once you start by 7:30, you go up till 12:30, 1:30 in the night. Very good enough. Okay, so make the planning that once you come from the examination, what topic will you start? How many hours will you allocate for that? Till what time you will be awake? Like that, make all the planning. So next day when you get up, from there, how many hours you'll give for this topic, this topic. So everything, please plan it. So that there is no shocker that is coming to you in between. Oh shit, I have to do this. Oh shit, I have to do that. I don't have time. Don't do anything of that sort. Make a realistic planning. And at the last moment, do not try to study anything new. If you try to study anything new, one, you'll end up spending a lot of time on that. Second, if you don't get it right, you'll have that frustration, and that frustration will be spilled over other chapters. So please do not try anything new. Whatever you have learned, only focus on making that even more stronger, more and more stronger. Very simple. So I'm telling you all this point because psychologically, I know, see, all the students, we think in same way. It's only when you get hit with your bad experiences, then you realize that, oh shit, I should not have done that way. So I am having that experience already of my own experience, my friends' experience, this experience that I've got from so many students, all your seniors. So having all that experience in mind, telling you, do not do anything of this sort. Am I clear? Please be happy throughout that examination journey, even now. So in between, when you take breaks, so I used to listen to musics, any music which will motivate you. It could be patriotic music, it could be romantic music, whatever ignites you. Listen to that. Soothing musics are good enough. Listen to that. I also used to watch this stand-up comedies in between. So I used to study for straight 1.5 hours. Then after a point, I need a break. No. So 10 minutes, go on YouTube, stand-up comedy. Nice laughing stand-up comedy. Laugh out for next 10 minutes. Like that 1.5 hours what you've studied, no? That 10-15 minutes break should, make you full calm and composed. You should come back with energy again. Okay, let's do it. That is the spirit. And keep your spirit like 100% high throughout. Be excited throughout. Excited that you're going to write the exams. Excited that you will meet friends. Excited that you'll score high. Excitement to pass. So have the excitement high. At any point of time, do not feel low. Very, very important. I'm telling you, all psychology will affect you. It should affect, but in a good way. Am I clear? So do everything that makes you happy. Point taken? Not taken. Hello? Anybody there?
Point taken.
Yes, sir.
Taken,
Yeah.
sir.
Fantastic. Now, with regard to planner or anything, do you have doubts?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No,
And
no,
I've
sir.
also shared a video with all of you that 15 minutes of reading time, how you should be utilizing that. So that all of you have gone through that video. Yeah, I remember
Yes, sir.
Samiksha commenting, Chavi commenting, and one more person commented. Arjun. Not Arjun. Arjun commented.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, some four comments I remember. 4 to 5 comments I remember. Rest of you, those who did not comment even after looking it, thank you so much. So please see that 15 minutes video. You will
Comment
get
போட்டு தான் வீடியோவே பார்த்தேன். கமெண்ட் போட்டு தான் வீடியோவே பார்த்தேன் சார்.
you put comment, so that I'll take it positively. He knows that, sir, whatever he says, he'll be spot on. So like, let me comment first, then see the video. I like their attitude. Good. So all those people who have seen that video, after seeing that video, do you have any questions that you want me to ask? That 15 minutes, two important things that you'll do. First thing is to eliminate the questions in choice. So you will not do in-depth reading. So people do in-depth reading, don't do in-depth reading. Just glance at the question and find out which question you don't want to do it. For example, some people might not have studied inventory valuation properly. So if questions come from there, for you it is straight away, this I didn't study, why will I do? Kick it off. Some people might not have done consignment properly. So you know that what not to do. So eliminating that question is easy. It'll be difficult for whom, for people who have studied everything. They know every question. All the 6 questions they know. That is the difficult moment to leave. Like, which question should I leave? And they'll be those students who would want to do entire 6 questions because they know everything. So I think those are the people who will be having very, very, high level of difficulty to decide what to leave. Because the question what they leave, they feel that question is like my baby. I've been solving this question for all this months. How can I let it go? So it is very important to let go. Don't have any attachment for any questions. Pick up those 5 questions which can give the best impression to the evaluator. Best impression. And the first 3 questions should give solid impression. The moment the first 3 questions are like 100% done, the evaluator will have a thought process that, okay, this guy is, superb. So he will be relaxed. Okay, he'll just, I'm not doing all the evaluators will be like that, but There could be few evaluators, like if I'm correcting, if 3 questions are like straight 3 questions are good, then I have that image that parvala, this student is nice. So I'll be little bit lethargic or lenient for correcting remaining papers. That is a psychology. And you get, you know how much, 10 to 15 minutes, 10 minutes is for one paper. So how much in depth I'll sit and look in the paper. So I need a paper where everything is like big, legibly seen. Everything is in order. Whatever is there in the key answers, everything is properly there. Everything is organized. You don't have to give any pain to me. Please make a presentation in such a way that it is not painful for me to correct. Everything, whatever I want, is it should be there in front of me, like it's clearly visible. You should make my life easy. As evaluator, you should make my life easy. That is what is your rule. So keep that in mind and do the paper. You'll get it nice. Don't use, I think black pen is what you have to use. So underlines have scales simultaneously. So in final, what I did is I started heading, then and there underline. If you feel, no, sir, I don't want to underline later. I mean, now I can do it later. Yeah, you can do it at later also. Last 5 minutes, you'll get that time, tuck, 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 underlinement. So little bit of, what do you call it? That impression that paper neat look will get, right? So don't be stingy people. Some people, what they do is that, they try to, save a lot of lines. So please don't do that. You've paid money for your exam papers, utilize it fully. Our Marwadi Buddhi says that if you have given 1,500 rupees means I should utilize 5,000 rupees. So I used to full that 30 side sheet, I used to full utilize, and I used to also take additional sheet. So always start a question in a fresh page. If the consignment or some any questions, for example, account current, if it is lengthy paper, then do not feel bad about leaving the page and starting afresh in the next page where you can utilize both left hand side and right hand side. Full. Don't be stingy to leave extra lines in between also. It's okay. You've given money, apna kuch ja nahi raha hai. Enjoy. Okay. So that is one point. Then what else? What else? You guys have no queries to ask? Siddhi saying something, but mic is nahi bolna hai? Okay. Ashwin, Rishabh, video, I cannot see you. Sanjay, Saraswat, any doubts?
No, sir.
Some doubt will be there, no? So what if this comes? What if that comes? What this? What it? Something should be there.
Sir, one
Yeah.
doubt, sir.
Sir,
Sir, max and
ask.
max and economics irukla, sir.
Yes.
Nama name fill
So if
பண்ணுவோம்
you
sir,
tell
name
me in
and roll
English,
number.
others can also understand.
Okay, sir. Sir, for max and economics,
Yes.
they'll be giving us the OMR sheet, right?
Yes.
You have to fill the name within the 2 hours, or will be given additional time for
No.
filling
So
the
you'll be
names.
getting your sheet, that OMR sheet, only at 2 p.m. So in that 2 hours only, you have to fill that, extra
Name.
details.
Okay.
And I think if I'm not wrong, you have to use pencils for coloring inside that circle. Please be very careful. All of you have got your admit card. What people do is that, no, they take print out, they keep it in the puja house for puja. No problem. No problem. But there are terms and conditions to be read. So please read that, and definitely whatever is, asked to be done, please adhere to that. Everything is like crisp and neatly it is mentioned. If you can just hold on, I can take one admit card and I can show it once again.
Sir,
Guys, if you look at this admit card, I'm highlighting few points. The first point they're telling is that please read carefully and understand the instruction given in the instruction area to avoid withholding or cancellation of a result. So whatever they're telling, if you follow that, there'll be no problem. If you deviate from that, there are possibility that your results could be withheld or cancelled. Important note. So now here, this point, what they're mentioning is that, guys, when you get your admit card, on the right hand side corner, you should have your photo, and below that you should have your signature. If you don't have your photo and signature affixed in your admit card, then what you're supposed to do is what has been mentioned here. So if you can read it, you'll get in clarity. So all of you have checked your admit card. Everybody's got your image and signature.
Yes, sir.
I want everyone to confirm, please.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
wonderful. So guys, your examination time is what? 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. for paper 1 and 2. So 2 to 5 is for paper 1 and 2. That is accounts and law. And 2 to 4 will be for your mathematics and economics. So please tell me, at what point of time you'll be in your examination hall? When will you be in your hall? What time will you be in your hall?
1:30.
1:30 p.m. you have to be in your hall, because once you get into the hall, you have to go around and search your roll number. on which table it has been put up, so that you can go and settle down. So you can go settle down, just relax yourself, take deep breathing, because when you enter the examination hall, you will definitely have that anxiety a little bit. So if you go and take some deep breaths and just tell to your mind and heart that that okay, it's fine, we've done this examinations, like we've given so many exams, 10, 12 board exams, so we've already done in past, we can do now also. So just tell something to your brain and heart, so that you'll be comfortable. And what time will you reach your center? What time will you start from your home and reach your center? You have to be at the center by 12:45 to 1 p.m. Within 12:45 to 1 p.m., you have to be there in the center, or at least on the first day, because even if you want to be at 12:30 in the center, nothing wrong. So that when you are there in the center, you will have to identify where is your place. So rooms will be scattered here and there. So you have to search around. So you might spend some time on that. So 12:45, 12:30, 12:30, 12:45, you have to be in the examination hall in the first day. 12:30 to 12:45, you have to be in the hall. I mean, in the center, not hall, in the center. Second day, you can come, by 1 o'clock also you can be in center, nothing wrong. So here 2 to 4 is your time for your third and fourth paper. Okay. So you'll be allowed to go out of the examination hall only when the exam is completed. So at 5 o'clock only you can come out. Mobile phones or any other electronic gadget, smart watches is not allowed. So please take only a normal watch. Please take a normal watch. That is only allowed. Don't take, the smart digital watches and all. It could be withheld. They'll not allow you inside. So smart watch is not allowed. Please make a specific note. Calculator, how many calculators will you carry?
Sir.
How many calculators will you carry? 1 or 2?
2, sir.
2. Why 2?
In case one stops working or does not.
Two possibility. One, sometimes the calculator may not work. Second, the calculator what you're keeping on table, by chance you just it touches your hand and it slips away and falls down. If it is broken, what will you do? You getting my point? So you have to have 2 calculators. So one you can keep in the bag, or you can carry both also, nothing wrong. And one calculator, keep it down, keep it below your table. Don't keep it on the table, because if it falls, then both will fall down. So keep it below your table. So 2 calculators you have to carry. So please be very, very careful. So for your paper number 1 and 2, you'll be getting 15 minutes of reading time. So on this, how do you utilize this 15 minutes? On this, the video has already been shared with all of you. No advanced reading time is given for 3 and 4. Correct. So MCQ booklet seal, the booklet which will be there with the invigilators, that seal will be opened only by 2 p.m. I mean, the booklet will be given to you. Only at 2 p.m. you'll open that and you'll start writing it. Even your name and everything. So all that will begin only at 2 p.m. Okay. So if you come late, maximum time is 2:15. So by 2:15, if you're in the examination hall, you'll be allowed. If you're trying to come after 2:15, you will not be allowed to take up the examinations. Candidate will allowed to leave the exam centers only after the conclusion of exam. You cannot come out in between. You must write the MCQ booklet number in the attendance register while signing the same in paper 3 and 4. Please take a highlighter. If you have taken a printout already, please mark it. Very, very important point. Very, very important point. You must write the MCQ booklet number on the attendance register. So there'll be attendance register you'll be signing. In that, against it, you have to write your MCQ booklet number for both paper 3 and paper 4. OMR answer sheet must not be tied and tagged with the MCQ booklet. OMR answer sheet should not be tied with MCQ. You'll be getting the question booklet, no? So that booklet also you have to hand over. You cannot take that MCQ question and come back. You cannot take that booklet and come. So MCQ question booklet, you have to hand it over again. OMR sheet also you have to hand it over again. You cannot tie both. Second important point, OMR answer sheets must not be tied or tagged with MCQ booklet. Okay, not okay.
Okay.
Okay,
People
sir.
have the habit of taking the stapler and pinning it. Please don't do it. On conclusion of examination, hand over the descriptive answer book of paper 1 and 2 and OMR sheet and the MCQ booklet for paper 3 and paper 4 to the invigilator under acknowledgement on page 2 of the admit card. So they'll ask you to sign while handing over. You have to do that. So for paper 1 and 2, you'll hand over the answer sheet. Question paper you can take and come out. But for paper 3 and paper 4, you will give the OMR answer sheet. Along with it, you are supposed to give also MCQ booklet. The question what you got, you have to give it to them. That's why we don't have, or we don't know what kind of exams questions they ask. Okay. Second, so this is discrepancy point, fine. Helpline is fine. Okay, the exam means students should follow all this. You should carry your mask on face. So carry a couple of masks. Sometimes your mask will break while just pulling up and down. So please have 2 or 3. Have one face shield. Just have it in your bag. If they ask you to bring inside, then bring inside. Or else just put it in bag. Gloves, chumma they're asking. Put it in your bag itself. Personal transparent water bottle. So you can carry this water bottle and that should be transparent. Personal small hand sanitizer. I think this is optional. Just have it there. Since they're telling it, put it in your bag. Don't carry in the examination hall. In the examination hall, you will carry your writing pouch, writing materials, water bottle, admit card, and your mask. That's it. All this, keep it in bag. If they ask that please bring it, then go and bring it if need be. Some people might not even ask. Exam related items, documents as instructed, you have to bring, such as calculatory, stationery items, admit card. Like these 3 are mandatory. Photo ID also is required. So please take your Aadhaar card xerox and also go. Very, very important. They're asking you the photo ID card because they want to see the person who is coming and writing and whose face is there in the admit card is also there in the photo ID. Are they the same person? It should not happen like Munna by MBBS. No? So for that purpose, photo ID is important. Candidates are advised to read the guidelines. Okay, this is fine. Do's and don'ts. Reach the exam center by 1:30 p.m. Okay, no problem. Occupy the seat earmark against your roll number. So when you go into examination hall, you have to search that where is your roll number put, and there you have to go and set. Carry your own pen, pencil, eraser, stapler, ink, blotting paper, scale, battery operator, noiseless, cordless, calculator, whatever you say, man. All this you have to carry. Basically, they will not ask you, they will not allow you to share with anybody. So please carry all the stuff for yourself. Use black ink ballpoint pen only. Please, very careful. What they're asking, that pen only you're supposed to use. Blue not allowed. And you have to take black ink ballpoint pen. Don't take your ink pen. Ballpoint pen. For paper 1 and 2. And use black ballpoint pen for writing in the boxes. Writing in the boxes. Which boxes? In your front sheet, the answer sheet, what you get, no, they'll ask you to note down certain things. For example, what is your roll number? Then what is your subject name? Which questions you attended? You have to put a tick mark. So for all that, pen. Okay. And HB pencil for darkening the corresponding circle. Now in OMR sheet, paper 3 and paper 4, the circles you will not color with pen. You will color with pencil. Point okay, not okay.
Okay, sir.
Write roll number at specified places in the question paper. In the question paper, what you get on the top right corner, they'll ask you to write the roll number. So roll number has to be mentioned in the question paper, and the roll number also has to be mentioned in your answer sheet. Check that the question paper bears the code as displayed on the notice blackboard. Okay, so in the examination hall, when you enter, on the whiteboard, green board, blackboard, there'll be a code displayed, and that code only has to be there in your question paper. So that is the point that they will all explain you. Don't worry. Write roll number at the specified place in the OMR sheet also. Okay. So this is very, very important. Please be very careful here. What they're telling is mark a tick against the question number attempted in the cages provided in the front cover page of the answer book. Now what happens is that this is your answer booklet front page, guys, where you'll write your roll number, subject number, etc. Here the roll number will be there in that this thing OMR kind of format. You have to color that also. So you have to put roll number here also, and in the circle also you have to circle the OMR like whatever your roll number is. If it is 2, then you have to circle 2. Then if it's 3, then you have to go to 3 and circle 3. So that you will understand when you see the paper. What they're trying to tell is that in the first sheet, here the questions will be given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In that, which questions you have attempted, that you have to put a tick mark. So let's suppose you have attempted 1, 2, 3, 4th you have left in choice. So leave blank 5th and 6th. So this will give the examiner an idea that the questions what you have put a tick mark, the same question is what you have attempted. So 4th question, if you have not put a tick mark, it means what? you've not attempted, you've left that in choice. This is what they're trying to tell. Mark tick against the question number attempted in the answer sheet, and that tick mark has to be provided in the front cover page of the answer sheet. So this will be there in the front. This is the first front sheet of the answer booklet. The first page of the answer booklet will be this format. Am I clear with what I'm saying to say?
Yes, sir.
No response from other people.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Submit the answer book in case of paper 1 and 2, and both OMR sheet and question booklet for paper 3 and 4. So for 1, you will submit 1 and 2, that is accounts and law. You'll submit only the answer sheet. And for maths and law, you'll submit both the question paper and the answer script. That is the OMR sheet. And obtain the receipt for the same. So you have to get an acknowledgement on your admit card that you have submitted, like that the teacher, the evaluator has to submit that you have submitted. Like that you have to go get the acknowledgement. Fasten all the answer books, including your additional answer books, additional sheets, if any. All you have to, tie up with the tag, and also you have to staple them. Sign the attendance register without fail. Now, this happened with one student in the last attempt, one of our student, I think Priyanka. So what happened is in one of the answer exams, I think somewhere the signature was not done. I don't know whether it was in attendance or in the acknowledgement sheet. Somewhere the signature was not done. So she got very scared, and and very the palpitation thing she had to go through. And the next day she had went and signed it. So you please don't do it. Wherever they're asking you to put a sign, without forgetting, put all the signatures in all the please. Please be very careful on that. Don'ts. We have seen so far what to do. Now don'ts. Using ink other than black pen, sketch pen, highlighter for underlining, highlighting is not allowed. Blue pen, red pen, green pen, except blank pen, any pen is not allowed. No highlighter is allowed. No sketch pen is allowed. Write any notings or rough work on the question paper is not allowed. So guys, please be very careful. You have to record nothing in question paper. If at all, for sake of something, if you have to write something, write it very, 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 very in a thin and a light way, which except you, nobody else can see. And that too, after some time, let's erase that also. So please ensure that nothing is there in the question paper. This is very, very important point, very, very risky point. If the question paper if they find any writing, then you can be removed from the examination hall also. So please be very, very careful. Carry on any paper. Don't carry any paper, book, notes other than the writing materials in the examination hall. Whatever is permitted in the examination hall, that only you're supposed to carry. Don't get inside the hall and start reading in the hall. Don't keep the book inside in your bench below. Don't have anything. Please take everything. That where you're seated, below, up, top, down, everywhere surrounding. There's no book. Nothing else is there. Please do checking of that also. Yes, boss.
तो हम लोग जैसे MCQ के पेपर में when we're not sure of the question, we mark it there now. We can't do that in the exam.
Come again.
जैसे MCQ के पेपर में we didn't know the third question, so we used to mark it and go forward, right? We can't do that.
You basically, the question paper you don't want to do it. You want to put a tick mark or into mark, something like that.
Yeah.
You can do it very, very lightly. See, this point says what? You're not supposed to do any kind of noting on the question paper, which means nothing can be done. But still, see, I used to do it very, very thin, light way where only I can see, nobody else can see.
Okay,
so that is something which is risky, and we have to very, very cautiously have to move it. And one more important thing for the max examination is that they will not give you some additional sheets for working out. So what you will do is that you ask the examiner. So for mathematics, I want to calculate. So can you provide extra sheets? They will say, no, I cannot allow you an extra. I cannot give you an extra sheets. Then second thing, what you will ask is, okay, can we carry? So carry some A4 sheets are there, no? Some 4-5 A4 sheets you carry in. If they don't allow you, then best option what you do is admit card is there, no? Take one side printout. Entire admit card. This entire admit card is for how many pages? Some 5-6 pages, if I'm not wrong. So what will you do? Take one side printout. So second side will be empty, na? That time what you do in pencil, you do the rough calculations there. Am I clear? Very important point I'm discussing. Am I clear or not clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right, roll
So-
number. Yes, boss.
So for economics, we'll get additional sheet.
No, for mathematics, economics, they'll not give additional sheets. So anything you have to work out, that's why I'm telling you in the admit card, make one side printout. So other side will be empty, na? So that you can utilize for working out, if any.
So for maths, at least they're giving one sheet for working out, no, sir. So for economics also, they'll give one
Max,
sheet.
see, one sheet, again, I'll tell you, in the first batch when we had students, I think to one or two students, what they did is the evaluator allowed them to take the sheet from their, like they allowed the student to have that sheet from their home. For others, what they told is, we cannot give you any sheet, nor you can take any sheets inside. So they have neither given. So I think for previous batch and all, nobody has given sheets to anybody. So how these people have done is, they have taken admit card. The other side, which is not printed, that they have recorded. So you don't expect that you'll get at least one sheet for mathematics. Nothing you'll get. You'll only get OMR sheet and question paper, except that nothing you'll get. Samiksha, am I
Okay,
clear?
sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, writing roll number anywhere apart from where they've asked you to mention, like they've told you to write roll number here means only there. Apart from that, if you write anywhere else a roll number, it is not allowed. And major important point, we have this habit of writing the religious symbol. Some people have this habit of writing Om. Somebody will have this habit of writing this. All this is not allowed. So please be very careful. Don't write this anywhere. Yeah, some people have this. Please pass me. My family is very poor. If you don't pass me, I'll come on road. So all that like that. Don't make any kind of that statement. I mean, unrelated, unwanted statement is not allowed. Carry printing modules, scientific calculator, smartwatch. This is not allowed. Don't carry printing modules, no scientific calculators, no smartwatch. Exchange of items is not allowed. Do not talk and communicate with one another. All this, you know. Yeah, I think rest of it is easy to understand. Nothing to wrong. I think just go through this item one by one, guys. If you have any doubt, just let me know. There are too many information. They've given certain points. This also please go through. I'll not drag too much. I think that's all, guys. So all this instruction, whatever is given, just take some time and go through. And what you can do is you can just highlight, take 2 sets of admit card printout, or else I would say, yeah, 2 sets. One is like one-sided for examination purpose. Another, take it, read it, and highlight it whatever is important, so that you remember all that point. So you can glance it before the exam, in case if you want to do that. Otherwise, everything is straightforward. Now tell me if you have any particular questions.
No,
Any
sir.
questions, people? Siddhi, no doubt. Okay. Samiksha, Rishabh, Sanjay, Arjun,
No, sir.
No, sir.
Chavi,
No,
Kavi,
sir.
Srinath, Ashwin.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Right? So on the day of examinations, when you get inside the hall, how does a don walk inside the hall? How does a don walk? So all of you know, no? Getta. Like lift your head high with that confidence around. Just walk in that way. Full attitude. I mean, not literally that attitude. In your mind, you should have. பார்த்துக்கலாம் நீ கொஸ்டின் பேப்பர் கூட நான் தாறுமாறா கிளிக்கிறேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு with that attitude you have to go inside. No panic at any cost. Do not try to feed your mind with unwanted question. What if this happens? What if that happens? Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. Everything will happen for good. You've been prepared for the best, right? So there is nothing doing in your mind, no negative thoughts, no negative calculations, nothing. So please go inside the examination hall with all positivity. And in that 15 minutes of reading time, I'm again telling you one more thing. When you read the questions, there are certain questions you might feel that, oh shit, this question a little bit tricky. So the moment you come across a tricky question, do not panic. In that 15 minutes of question, you cannot get all the questions answers in your mind like perfectly. Some questions, when you go and actually read it 1 time, 2 time, when you start working out, automatically the flow will come. Lot of questions are there in your subconscious mind. In that 15 minutes or 12 minutes of time, it will not instantly pop up and everything will not come to your mind very clearly. Few questions will be vague, that foggy misty kind of thing will be there. Now when you look at that, don't panic. Oh shit, this is come, how will I do it? You will read one question, everything is perfect, only one adjustment they have given which you don't like it. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean that you cannot solve it. You've done so many questions, so everything is there in your subconscious mind. So when you go to the hall, when you start actually reading that question and writing it, no, you will get the answer. So in that 12 minutes of time, don't try to create a panic atmosphere in your mind. Just keep your mind, this heart is there, no, this is the whole culprit. Brain knows how to function. This heart will try to over crucify him during that examination. What you should tell? Moon to government, nothing doing. No panicking, nothing. Just relax, take deep breaths. Just keep going very coolly, calm and composed way. No big deal. You've given your board exams 4 months ago. What are you talking? You have all that experience. Imagine that board exam where you went. That one fine day you'll go to CA foundation examination. For that only you went for board examination. So you have already practiced it. So no worrying or no stress of any sort. So all of you are cool, composed, and relaxed now. Right? So if you want to have a one-on-one talk with me also, please give me a call. If you want any motivational, counseling session, anything, one-to-one, it's fine. Others, those who are comfortable, you can just carry on. You'll be very, very comfortable. Don't worry. Now tell me, anything else?
Sir, I just want to discuss
Yeah.
my plan with you after this
Done, no
session.
problem. We can discuss the plan. All of you can discuss. So I want a plan, all of you, to put it for accounts, law, max, eco. For all the 4 papers, you have to have your planners ready. Like which day, what subject, how many hours you'll study, everything has to be there. You plan it today, tomorrow, you have to finish it off. You have to finish the planning portion today. So once your tomorrow and day after tomorrow starts, it's only execution of your planning. So all your planning will be done by today. Maximum, it has to be done by today for all the subjects. Am I clear? Okay. That's it. Can I wind up the session?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This time, success to all of us. Yes. So let's rock it, guys. Let's leave no stone unturned, and let's crave that name in the history of the CA Foundation, that we have come out in the first attempt and we have come out with good marks, and we're just going to kill it, man. You've done it now, guys. You've scored exceptionally well in board exam. 98, 99, 94, 96. What are you talking? Accounts 90, easily will come. But one more thing I'm telling you. See, definitely there are few students who would have kept in your mind that, okay, I have to score 90 in accounts, let's suppose 85 in this subject, 75 in that subject. Fine. In the examination hall, when you go, you get a paper which is tough. In case, have that flexible nature that, okay, this is a tough paper. So here, if I get 75, 80 also is more than sufficient. Just because in the prior batch people have got 90, so don't have that in mind. Or just because I told that I have to, you have to get 90, so for me you don't do it. Or you might have a self-obsession of getting the 90 plus. It's all okay. But in that situation, if that 90 is not permitting, don't get disappointed, dejected. Oh shit, I wanted to get, I didn't get it. Don't start panicking. Be flexible. 90 nahi to 85 take. 85 nahi to 80 is fine. If 80 is not, the 75 is fine. I want only 200. Anything about 200 is bonus mark. So I'm not going to pressurize you anything about 200. Whatever you get, it's a gift for you and me. No pressure of any sort. You know that game, no? There'll be one pool of chocolate. So from top, you'll be put down. Like with your full body, you have to carry how much of chocolate is possible. This is like that. This examination, you're hang from the top, go down, how much are max you can carry and come. In that, while carrying the chocolate upward, one chocolate will fall down. Don't feel bad for that. Let it go. You have so many chocolates with you, no? Just keep that. What an example I have to give you, no? Okay. So, guys, can we do it? With full energy, guys, tell me that, sir, we will rock it. With full energy. Come on, guys, everyone.
We will rock it, sir.
Only one. Who's saying that? Only one person is said. Others, nobody wants.
We will rock it, sir. We will rock it, sir.
Rock it, sir.
We will rock it, sir.
Rock it, sir.
No energy, man. No energy. What are you talking? Look at my energy. Look at my voice throw. You'll get it? Okay. So next moment, during this journey, if you have any stress, any difficulties that you're going through, the next thing you'll do is immediately call me. If you're having any pain point, any difficulty, if mind is fucked up somewhere, don't panic. Just the next second call, I have to get it. Just immediately. You don't call anybody else. I'm the doctor for you until your exam gets over. Okay? I'm the doctor. Listen to me nicely. I'm the doctor. You'll call me. Okay? Okay? Chalo guys. With this, I put an end to today's session. I'll see you all in the next session after your examinations, so we can party out somewhere. Until then, bye-bye. See you. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, people. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Okay, sir, can you stay on the call itself?
I'm here.
Yeah.
Others, you can sign off. Bye-bye.